What's up, boo? Welcome back to the Fight for Love podcast and to my YouTube channel, Cats, Coffee, and Kickboxing. My name is Tanya. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm so glad you're back here. We're talking today about hitting a wall, which is the reason why I have my hood up today, because my hair is not doing what it's supposed to do. You could say my parents hit a wall today. What a great intro. I'm trying my best. It's almost Halloween, which gave me an excuse to finally buy black lipstick, which I always wanted to try. And I think, am I rocking it? I'm not sure yet. I'm not. What do you think? What do you think? I think I rock it, but it's still a work in progress. But talking about Halloween and black things, check out my baby boy Knox. He's just spread out. Like, he always looks like somebody just took him and threw him to the ground. And Knox? Yeah, I swear he's alive. Anyway, black cats on Halloween. So I keep on reading that you're supposed to lock your black cats inside on Halloween because people are dicks. I don't know where this comes from. Is that really a thing that people are mean to black cats on Halloween? That's so messed up. Like, I mean, Halloween is not big, but it's growing here in Switzerland. But I don't know. Are people mean to black cats? Look at him. Look at him. How can you be mean to that? He's sweet. He's so sweet. Look at him. He's a cutie. But I don't know. Have you heard of that? I have never heard of that before. I mean, I read it a couple of times, but I never heard about that here. So I don't think it's an issue here, but correct me if I'm wrong. That's horrible. Sounds horrible. Anyway, give love to black cats. Give love to all cats. Cats are amazing. And all cats are the best cats, but black cats are the best cats of the best cats, but all cats are best cats. You know what I mean? And if you like cats, check out this new documentary on Netflix. And I now only the German title comes to mind. It's Was Katzen denken? Hold on, what is it in English? I have to tell you this. It's really cute. It's really cute. And it's really well done and interesting. Cat. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's it. It's Inside the Mind of a Cat. I think that's it. Yeah, it's that one. You should really check this out. It's a really cool documentary if you like cats. And if you don't like cats, what are you doing? Okay, but let's jump into today's topic, hitting a wall. I think we've all been there, that we're working on something that's important to us and we're super motivated and we start working on it, and we're just doing our thing and it starts to work. We start seeing progress, and after a while we start not making any more progress and we don't know why. So it's like we hit a wall and we don't know what's going on, and you just kind of stand there like, what the fuck, what am I doing now? And that's, for anybody, that's a really tough spot to be in, because once you started working for something in the beginning, we have a lot of motivation. Things tend to be easier when we're still having this big image of success in our minds. But it's like a steep learning curve. But after a while, it just kind of starts to decline, and it feels like we're falling on our faces. And I think this is with everything. Whether you start a business, whether you want to lose weight, or you want to achieve a certain goal in sports, these are actually the three topics that I'm going to use, the three examples I'm going to use throughout this video and this podcast. But I think we've all been there. Every time you work for something that's important to you, you're probably going to hit a wall at some point, and it's a really tough spot to be in. And it's really hard to pull out the motivation from inside of you at that point. And that's what I want to talk about today. my learnings with this, and yeah, maybe something that I can like my thoughts that I can transfer into your brain. So maybe next time you hit a wall, you're like, oh, all right, yeah, that's normal. And maybe I can give you some advice how to deal with this. Gotta be honest with you. I'm right there, I'm right there right now. It's tough. It can get hard. And it's a good thing to remind you and remind myself of what's important when you're in this yeah, in this spot. So I'm gonna walk you through different talking points. First is gonna be why do we hit a wall? Second is gonna be limitations and why they are important. Third is when do I keep going? When do I catch a break? And the fourth talking point is the solution for when you hit a wall. So again, I'm gonna talk about 3 examples. One is gonna be losing weight. The second one will be training, and the third one will be business. So why do we hit a wall? I think it's really important. Like maybe let's start with losing weights or training. Like let's say building muscle. We are, or maybe you've heard of this hitting a plateau. Some people talk about hitting a plateau in I think it's something they say in bodybuilding. It's something they say in weight loss too. It's when let's say weight loss. When let's say you started counting your calories, you're a little bit overweight, you want to lose weight, you start counting your calories, and your weight slowly starts to decline and get smaller and smaller. And you're not at your goal weight yet, but all of a sudden, you're not doing anything different than you did before, but the progress will stop and you'll just stay at the same level for days and days and days. And it can be really frustrating. Same with building muscle. You start off lifting weights or whatever you do, and you start seeing changes in your body. You start seeing your muscles growing. You start seeing, or like you feel stronger. And after a while, it feels like you're just stuck where you're at, even though you're trying harder and harder to hit that next goal. And you're just not making any progress anymore. And also same with business. Like you start a project, you start selling your shit, and you're all excited. You're building your web shop. People are starting to buy after a while, and you're super happy, and things start to kind of take off a little bit. But all of a sudden, let's say it's summer, and people are on vacation. Something that happened to me, right? I didn't think about that, even though it's like obvious. Sorry, I scratched my head. Now I'm red. Anyway, something that's like obvious is in summer, people are on vacation. It's going to be quiet in summer. But then you're like, okay, what's happening? I don't have any clients. Nobody's buying my shit or whatever. And it's going to get frustrating. And sometimes this plateau just lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks. And you're like, what am I supposed to do now? Like all my marketing, all my social media, all my clients, people that usually buy from me or book with me or whatever, they're nowhere to be found. And social media, like or marketing, it's just not working. It used to work. I have not changed anything, and it just doesn't work right now, or it doesn't work anymore. But the thing is, it doesn't work right now. So remember that. But to you, it feels like it just doesn't work anymore, and you're stuck. You're like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do now? And sometimes we just get into this, like it just kind of paralyzes us. It's like the shock mode of, so what do I do now? I'm stuck. So we do nothing at all and hope for the better, or hope for things to improve. We're going to come back to this later. Let's move on to limitations and why they are important. So talking about limitations in weight loss and talking about limitations. No, let's start with limitations in weight loss. There's a theory it's called it's called no, hold on. It's called set point theory in weight loss. I'll read it to you. Set point theory is an idea that the human body has a specific weight that it wants to maintain and that your body will adapt to hold that weight if possible. Essentially, this idea means that your body will adjust to periods of more food and less food to try and keep body weight stable. So as far as I understand set point theory, it says that every human has a different set point because bodies do adapt. Like they do adapt to periods of more food and periods of less food. Our body's really good at that. But set point theory, the way I understand it, is that everybody has a different set point. Like my set point, I'm 173 centimeters tall. My set point is probably somewhere around 65 kilograms, 64 kilograms, whereas somebody else's set point who has the same height as me might be around 70 kilograms or around 55 kilograms, even though that would be a little low for my weight, I think, for my height. But anyway, same with like the body types there. I don't know if you've ever seen that in when we learn about training and when we learned about training, like theory, how to train and stuff, we learned about 3 different body types. Some people gain weight like really easily, but also gain muscle really easily. Some people have a hard time gaining muscle, but can like eat a ton of food and not gain any like fat. And then there's an in-between type. And both the body types and the set point theories are just theories. Like there are studies done, but the thing with weight loss, it's so complex and there are so many things at work. Your hormones, the way your body works, the way like your genetics, everything has an impact. Not to say you can't lose weight. That's really important because usually if you're healthy, you can lose weight, but it's not gonna be the same for everybody. So your body has limitations. And to say that, like, let's say your set point is at 70 kilograms. My set point is at 65 kilograms and we're the same height. Of course, you can get down to my weight, but it might be a lot harder for you. It will still be possible, but you might have more hunger or feel more hunger than I will feel if I try to lose a little bit of weight. You know what I mean? Like if let's say I would want to go down to say 60 because I want to do a bodybuilding contest and I want to go down to, I don't know, what do women do? 4% body fat. I think it's for men. I don't know what it's for women. It's a little higher, I think. But let's say I just want to go really low on my body fat count. I would have to probably go way lighter than 63. And it might be easier for me to get to, let's just work with 4%. This is just the number I have in my head. I think it's for men, but anyway. Let's say I want to go to 4% body weight. It might be easier for me to go to these 4% than it is for somebody else, or it might be harder for me than it is for somebody else. But again, it's just a theory. It's not proven yet, but our body does have some limitations. Not to say you can't go beyond those, but the question is always, what's the price you're willing to pay? Same with bodybuilding, same with building muscles. Some people build muscle really easy. Like some people I know, always when they see a buff person, they're like, oh, this person is on steroids for sure. And I know a lot of bodybuilders are, from what I heard, allegedly. So, but not to say that somebody looking buff can't be natural all the way, because genetics, because people are different, bodies are different. And your plateau will not be the same as somebody else's plateau. But even in bodybuilding or in just building muscle, your body has a limitation. Your body has a point where it's really hard to get more muscle. because that's just genetics. That's how your body is. And that's where like PDs and stuff like that comes into play for many people. Not to say everybody does that, but I heard it's very common. Anyway, these are the limitations. Your body has natural limitations. Also, let's talk about business. I mean, it's kind of hard to say where your limitations are in business, which is why this is so hard. But let's say you have a product, or no, let's use COVID as an example. You sell face masks, COVID starts, your sales skyrocket. You cannot even produce anymore because everything is out. People are waiting for your next delivery. Your demand is super high. But then after everybody has their masks, sales start to kind of plateau. So what now? That's probably where your limitation is. Because especially when things are going back to like normal, quote unquote normal, you're not going to sell any more masks than you did before. You're only going to sell the amount of masks that the demand is like telling you to, like the hospitals and all the places where you need to wear masks, if there's not a pandemic going on. Anyway, you're gonna like, if the demand is not super high due to something outside of your control or inside of your control, whatever, you're just gonna get stuck with the same product after a while. So your limitation is, okay, you can sell face masks, but if everybody has them, because everybody needs them, now you're not going to sell a lot because everybody has it. And even I think I might, hold on, I need a pillow. Oh, this is more comfortable. Where was I? Yeah, it's your limitation because people are all stocked up. There we go. Also, oh yeah, I forgot two important things. One being overtraining. Let's go back to the bodybuilding example or building muscle example. Let's say you're like, okay, I don't want to like take PEDs or steroids, whatever, to gain more muscle because I reached the limitation of my anatomical muscle building meter. What are you going to do now? You can keep working out really, really hard, but the limitation is your own body. Because even if you say you work out even harder now, your weights are going to get even heavier. Your sessions are going to get longer. The risk will be overtraining. And once you're in overtraining, nothing works anymore. You're going to make it worse for yourself. And same thing, almost same thing in business. When you hit this wall in business and you don't know what to do, you can, the danger is that you're just start working harder and harder, running into a burnout. Because just like overtraining of your body, or let's say eating way too less to lose weight, or working too hard and kind of overtraining your mental capacities, it's going to backfire. And this is what I mean when I say limitations. You do have limitations and you kind of need to accept that. You can try to find out what you can do to push behind these limitations, but it can be a slippery slope. So just be careful and be mindful of your health when things like this happen, because it's easy to get yourself into a place where you make things work instead of making them better. Okay. So when do I keep going? When do I catch a break? Well, I guess I just answered that. Who wrote this script? Oh my gosh. Why do I keep going? Why do I catch a break? It's just, well, yeah, when you feel your health is starting to decline, I think then it's time to catch a break. When you feel like your head is too much set on one thing and it becomes like the only thing you're obsessed with, I mean, that can be a good thing too, but I think you really have to feel and listen to yourself, because it can become too much, and that can, as I said, that can really backfire. Okay, so solution. What's the solution then? Solution when you hit a wall. It's a tough one, I gotta be honest. Let's start with weight loss. From what I learned the last couple of years working with a doctor who specializes in obesity and tells me about like the newest studies and interesting reveals and stuff they found out, I had a very wrong picture of losing weight. Well, not very wrong, but I think a lot of people think, okay, you want to lose weight, just eat less calories, which works for healthy people. Don't get me wrong, it does work for healthy people, but that's not to say that something else can be completely wrong in your body. And it's kind of hard, like I can't explain that to you because I'm not like a professional, but there can be a lot of things in your metabolism, in your hormones, and in the way your body works that makes it really hard for you. So I think first thing is always to like check. If you feel like you can't lose weight, always try the calorie thing. If that doesn't work, go to a doctor. But as I said, even if you're a healthy adult and you start counting calories, you're gonna hit the plateau. So when you feel like you're not making any progress anymore, first thing I need you to do is keep going. Keep going. Keep doing what you do, because it's normal to have progress, like your weight goes down, and all of a sudden you're like stuck. That is normal. That happens to a lot of people. And just keep sticking to what you do. Maybe you need to adjust a little bit, but I would be careful. I would just wait it out first, and then you can take action. Then you can check if maybe your body adapted and you need to like lower your calories a little bit more. However, be very careful with that. Or you can just check in with your doctor and see if something's wrong. But usually it's just normal. It happens. Just keep going, keep doing what you did, because usually it's just like a little I say rough patch, and it goes away after a while. If you keep sticking with your diet, it will work. It will get further. It works for a lot of people, trust me. Yeah, same with training. It's also the case, like sometimes it can't go fast enough for us. Just because you feel like you're not making progress anymore doesn't mean you've reached the limitation of your body. So just keep going, but like don't do a sprint now. Don't like work out every day a week or twice a day, every day of the week. Don't do that. Don't go into overtraining. Just keep doing what you did. Maybe adjust the weights if you feel like you need to, but be careful. Do it slowly. Be patient. Consistency and showing up. It's about these two things. Consistency and showing up. And when I say show up, I mean just stick with your plan. Stick with your training days. Stick with the amount of calories you can eat. In your business, stick with your plan for a while. Show up and be consistent. These two things. So even in business, if you feel like, oh shit, I hit a wall, keep going, keep doing what you do and see what happens. Because usually we tend to freak out and we're like, oh, I need to act. I need to do something to make this better. But oftentimes we make it worse that way, because it's kind of like this panic mode, right? You're like, oh God, I need to do something. And then you start a million new projects and you forget what your main goal was. You forget to focus on what you really want to do, to stick to the plan that you made for yourself. And that's really important, because if you stick to your plan and you keep talking about it, you keep showing up, you keep posting, you keep, I don't know, whatever it is you do, most of the time you'll get out of that. I'm not saying you don't have to adjust once in a while. That's the hard part. That's the hard thing, right? But just be careful not to stray from your path, not to stray from your goal and from the way that directly leads you to your goal, just because you're in panic mode. I think this is really important. And this way you also avoid like burning yourself out, whether it's overtraining or burnout. Yeah. Also, I think what's really important is, and I'm talking to everything, like all these 3 points: losing weight, building muscle, also your business. When you feel like nothing's going on, nothing's happening, it's frustrating, you're starting to lose motivation, sometimes it's also important to just ask yourself, is my heart still in it? Is this still what I want? Am I still in the right place? Because sometimes things go to shit because we're just not there. We're just not fully there. Your customers can feel that. Even you yourself can feel that. Sometimes when you, let's say you want to lose weight, but like your reasons might not be like important enough even for yourself. Maybe you have the wrong reasons, because maybe somebody told you you need to lose weight, but deep inside you don't really agree with that. So you start sneaking like food into your diet without measuring, and maybe you do that subconsciously, and then you won't make progress anymore. And maybe that's just because you don't really want that, and that's okay, because it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to see where you want to go. It's not like somebody else's decision. It's your own. Same with building muscle. Maybe you think that's what you want, but once you realize how tough it can be, you're just like, oh, you know what? I'm fine with just like a little bit of muscle, with just like definition and not like huge muscles. And that's fine too, because when your heart's not in the right place, you'll never put as much effort in it as you would if like having super huge muscles would be your end goal and the thing you truly desire. Also, business. Find your why is cliche, but it's true. If you remind yourself why you're doing what you do, then you'll always have some kind of motivation. It's going to be hard sometimes, yes. And you're going to hit a wall. But when you remember why it is what you do, and it's something that's important to you, it's going to be easier to keep that motivation going and to keep going and do the consistency and showing up thing. But if you're like if you're doing something that your heart's not in, it's going to be harder. And sometimes it's worth to really take a step back and ask yourself, is this really what I want? And why do I want this? Is it important enough to me to really find the strength to keep going, even if it gets hard? And sometimes that's a question worth asking. Okay, so I hope this helped you. I hope this taught you something and you have something you can take away from this. I forgot my outro. Where is my well, you know my outro. If you like this episode, you can buy me a coffee, and I would really love that. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/Tanja Mader. That's TANJAMADER. And if you type in tanjamader.ch, you'll find all of my social medias. You come to my website, it's in German, but you'll find all of my social medias there. My YouTube, my Instagram, my LinkedIn. So hit me up. Let me know what you think. As always, I'd be really interested to know what you think about this topic and your experiences with this. And yeah, that's it. Don't forget, you're stronger than you think. And I'll see you. Bye-bye.